Dun, 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 coming live from the getaway. It is the platform with Smoooth
and Siddall.
When it's about sports,
it becomes our business.
We're back. Yeah, buddy. And we got a lot of fire talking about today, man. A lot of good stuff. Y'all know what to do. Please feel free to just join us. Just get in the conversation with us. Let's see what's on your mind in regards to the topics that we have. If there's something that you want to talk about, please feel free just to go ahead and just say, hey, what about this? What about that? Yeah, so we're going to have a nice show, man. A lot of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and begin with the hot topic.
Yes, sir.
What's the first thing on your mind in regards to sports today?
Man, I heard something about some kind of trade happening.
A trade for real?
Yeah, some kind of trade over in the NBA. Some kind of basketball trade.
Really?
Some guy named Kyrie and some guy named Isaiah.
Oh, you talking about Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons?
Yeah. No, is it? No, I think this one's a little younger. I think he plays for the Celtics.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, the same one that he always be doing this when it's clutch time.
Yeah, when it's clutch time.
Yeah,
I think he lost his 2 front teeth.
He's like,
in the playoffs last year.
And also lost his sister.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. And
this guy named Kyrie, he was having trouble with this one guy. This guy named,
they call him the King or something, right?
King, something like that.
King.
Plays somewhere in Ohio.
King Jones or something?
I don't know. James Jones.
Oh, okay. Oh, the King James version.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not the Bible.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And good evening, Mimi. She's back again.
Mimi's back.
She's back.
The emancipation of Mimi.
Appreciate you saying to share. There we go.
All right.
Share it to everyone. Let everyone know
to share
the hottest sports show on the week.
Because we about to get into it. Hey, and we got a special guest coming.
Special guest coming in.
Well, you know what? Later on.
Should he be considered a special guest now?
I think he should be considered a citizen.
A native.
A native.
So a few weeks ago, we had a semi-pro on our show, T-Bone Funk.
And he's going to be back on.
Yes, we're going to be discussing a very exciting, interesting SummerSlam and, Raw Smackdown reaction. So a lot going to happen. I know you were saying you want to hopefully have your friend come on the show too.
Yeah, I know Eli Enigma that was involved in that conversation. He expressed some interest about coming onto the show.
Yeah, gotta make that happen. What's up, IG world? What's up, Facebook world?
Yes,
let's get right into it. The hot topic is, of course, Mr. Kyrie Irving. Got traded last night to the Boston Celtics. You talking about a rivalry?
Yeah.
I mean,
now we've got.
Yes, we do.
We was talking about the wrong rivalry all along. We was talking about
Golden State,
Cleveland. But now,
shouts out Eli.
There's Eli Enigma.
Yeah.
I see you, man. Hey, we're gonna get you on the show one of these days. But man, now we have a situation here where the 2 competitors in the Eastern Conference Finals are now have a budding rivalry, right?
Because they just swapped their point guards.
Not just any players here.
No.
We've got Kyrie Irving, who was obviously feuding with LeBron James in Cleveland. Now he goes across the country just a little ways down over in Boston.
Yeah, Beantown.
And trades them with, possibly, the gem of Boston last year, Isaiah Thomas.
The MVP of Boston last year.
Now you've got a leader. Now you have a team, not only a team that Kyrie can lead, but can go far and beat your rival at the same time. And it's a story waiting to happen. I cannot wait. This is awesome.
Yes, it is. I see some people here on IG giving us some love. So what's up to you? Please feel free to chime in with some comments. Let us know what you want to talk about in regards to sports, or we are on a certain topic. Please feel free to just join in. But yes, once again, Kyrie let's break down the trade. So Kyrie Irving got traded to Boston for, once again, Isaiah Thomas, for Jay Crowder, which was a excellent pickup by Cleveland, because now LeBron doesn't have to worry about trying to guard a certain guy all the time. He can maybe focus on his man, because Crowder, I know he's around 6'7", 6'8". He's physically strong, and he can defend other teams' best players. So that's going to take a load off.
Yeah,
for LeBron. And I said this a long time ago that this, like before the end of the season, I said it would be so great to have someone like a Crowder or like an Avery Bradley join Cleveland, so they can stop or help to provide defense against teams like Golden State, etc. Now, Avery Bradley, he already got traded to Detroit earlier, but we did get Crowder. And we also have they also received a center. I believe he's like a second-year player now, Anik Zelik. I don't know. Here we go. Here's the trade information right here.
Yeah, we got that going right here.
Here we go. Ante Zizic. He's a foreigner. But what's also very crucial, which is why I say that Cleveland won this trade, is they also picked up the Brooklyn Nets 2018 first-round pick. Now, why I say that's so crucial? First off, it's not a guarantee that LeBron James is going to stay next year.
That's true.
And what I tell you before, that the Cleveland Cavaliers was not going to trade Kyrie unless they did what?
They get something in return.
Yeah,
something
valuable. Not just anyone.
Not just anyone.
But someone or some people that's going to help the Cavaliers. So in case LeBron left, Cleveland did a wonderful job, because now the reason why Boston was able to have the first pick of the draft this past offseason, but then traded to Philadelphia for the number 2 pick, was because of the Brooklyn Nets. They had the 2017 first round pick. So that's how that happened. So next year, let's just say if Brooklyn has another terrible year, the chances of the Cavaliers getting the number 1 pick goes up and up and up. And can you imagine if the Cavaliers next year ended up keeping LeBron James for some reason, some way, somehow, but was able to draft a Michael Porter?
Oh, Lord.
Or a Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cleveland Cavaliers have made a
heck of a trade.
It's great. A tremendous. That's the right word. A tremendous trade. And also, don't forget,
it's bountiful, man.
Don't forget, Dwayne Wade will be getting a buyout from Chicago. There's already word that before he makes his last pit stop before retirement, going back to Miami, he wants to play with King James, and he may go to the Cavaliers this season.
Wow. I mean, look, you've already got your report card heavy right now. People forgot about Rose.
People forgot about
Rose.
And also Holy Colorado.
Okay. No.
I tried. I tried.
You
Still got J.R. Smith. Still got Iman Shumpert. Still got Kyle Korver off the bench.
Still stacked. It's pretty much stacked.
Yeah, a very deep team. And this is also going to benefit Kay Felder. He's the real short point guard off the bench for the Cavaliers. Guess what point guard he admired and wanted to hone his game to be like?
Isaiah Thomas.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh, and speaking of which, bringing people back together, Isaiah Thomas and Kevin Love,
yes,
obviously played together in AAU basketball out in Oregon.
Isaiah Thomas got this picture looking like one of the boys from what's the one of the those little boys back in the day, you had Buckwheat in them.
The little rascal.
Like one of the little rascals on his picture with Kevin Love.
He's like, we helped this kid out in the summer camp.
Oh man,
get off the streets.
Oh, okay. You know what? On IG World, that's Twisted Poet.
The Twisted Poet.
Saying what's up to Smoooth Siddall.
Yo.
Much love to you, man.
What's up, man? Now, that guy's smooth.
Yeah. Now, he ain't as smooth as me. You know.
Yeah.
You know, he
I gotta pay homage to this guy.
He's the older, older version. No. He's the two olds.
He's the seasoned version.
He's the two olds because I'm the three. There we go.
Not to be outdone.
There you go. But yeah, man. So this was I didn't see Boston winning the Kyrie Irving sweepstakes. I thought maybe New York may try to get him. The Spurs, they wanted him. Phoenix wanted him. But a lot of teams were not willing to give up a certain player on their end to get Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
There was this word today that Cavaliers tried to reach out to Golden State and offer Kyrie for Klay Thompson.
Wow.
Golden State was like, nah, I'm cool.
That would have messed up their chemistry.
And New York didn't want to give up Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, that's a big contention over there in New York.
Yeah. So
those people would ride.
Yeah, and so the Spurs, they really didn't have a piece to give up for real. But hey, a rivalry is born for the next couple years.
All right, now, this is it. Kyrie, it's your chance. You got your team.
Here you go.
It's your team.
Yes.
You can mold it the way you want. Now let's see what you're gonna do.
This year. That's right.
Let's see what you're gonna do, and you can prove it in the first game.
There we go.
Now, all this talk about him wanting to have his own team.
Be the man.
You
Lead
got
to the promised land. Kyrie, it's time to
put
up or shut up.
Put up and shut up.
Put up and shut
It's
up.
on.
Yeah, so very excited, man. Hey, I don't know about you, but this has probably been the most exciting off season of NBA basketball.
I'm excited for fall sports, basically. Fall sports coming up.
Yeah, but like I said, this has to be probably the most exciting off season we've had probably since LeBron James left Miami left Cleveland to go to Miami.
Right, and that's only just one team. We're talking about several different teams.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the moves that already happened.
Man. Hey, NBA 2K gonna be something else. I know that.
I'm gonna need some kind of scorecard or a roster in front of me every time I watch a game.
Man,
that's so many changes.
Have a transaction report just pop up on our
timeline. Just think. Like a month ago, we were saying how Kevin Durant just ruined the NBA from all his parity, and that how it's gonna be terrible. That the Warriors gonna win the next 5 or 6 championships in a row. No.
See, the only way Boston will win this deal is if LeBron James doesn't come back next year.
Yeah, that's real. And I think that's what they're banking on.
Yeah.
They're banking on him going to the West Coast, i.e., Lakers. So that's what they're banking on.
Yeah. And you know how it's so funny how things start to rise up through word of mouth, through rumor mills after a certain person has left the team already. So just today, there was sources saying that some of the Celtics players were actually not fond of Isaiah Thomas.
Now what?
Yes. While in Cleveland, certain players was really hoping that Kyrie would have stayed so they can have another run against Golden State. So, yeah.
Whatever. It's done. It's a done deal. You can't say ain't no take backs.
Bottom line.
Oh, I'm psyched. I messed up. Can I do that over? No, ain't no do-overs, man.
It's a wrap. So, hey, like you said, Kyrie, you got what you wanted. LeBron James, he took the high road last night on Twitter, saying, hey, congrats to you, man. You've been a great player, the whole nine. Good luck to you. But I know deep down inside, LeBron, like, I'll see you in October, and I'll see you again probably in May or June, and I'm going to let you know the reason why you messed up.
Yeah.
LeBron going to have that. And people are saying the pressure is going to be on LeBron James to prove that whatever Kyrie Irving's thoughts were about, playing with LeBron James wasn't true. So it's going to be interesting to see how LeBron and Isaiah Thomas meshed together.
Yeah.
And I feel like I told you before, Isaiah Thomas had to do so much last year for Boston because he was their main option when it came to scoring. But now that you're with LeBron James and other scorers with Cleveland, that's going to take a whole load off of Isaiah Thomas having to do so much, especially his size and stature as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to benefit him to be even more durable, especially in his playoff time.
Definitely.
And Isaiah Thomas, he is a clutch player.
He is.
Very
He's
clutch.
proven himself.
Yes.
During his playoffs, his last playoff run. So
now they may suffer a little bit with defense in the backcourt,
right?
But I think everything will pretty much balance itself out in regards to having Isaiah Thomas. He's a leader. He's going to be motivated. He's going to be playing on just a 1-year deal, so he's going to be wanting to get paid in 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a man possessed and ready to ball. And with that being said,
yeah, we got T-Bone tuning in, so he's on deck.
Oh yeah,
he is on deck, so he's ready.
Shouts out to T-Bone. Look forward to having a nice discussion in regards to wrestling. I know that's going to pretty much take majority of our show, so we're going to try to go ahead and get right to the other topics.
Speaking of bones,
right. These bones are like extra strong for some reason.
Yeah, some kind of chemical he's put in his body.
And we're talking about none other than Jon Bones Jones. And before we do that, I see a comment here from Rashada. How you doing, Rashada? Welcome to the show. She says that Isaiah Thomas will be able to work on his defense now that he ain't got to do everything. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He can improve in that area of his game.
Right. It's like I said, he had to do so much work on the offensive end. It takes the energy away when you're on defense because you have to be the guy.
Exactly. Now you ain't got that kind of pressure on you.
There we go.
It's time to ball.
Right. So, and tell me what your thoughts, Rashada, about the trade. Who won the trade in your eyes? Like I said before, the picks that Cleveland have, they have picks for the future. In regards to Crowder, Thomas, and Zizic, along with a very important Brooklyn Nets 2018 pick. Oh, she got the Cavs winning the trade.
Ah, okay.
There we go. Please explain why. Let us know what's up. All right, let us know.
Yeah,
she's so intelligent. She also, real quick, she also has a son who plays football. I believe high school. Let me know if it's high school football. I believe it is. She actually sent us a video package on our email. Okay. There, we're gonna actually post it up very soon so y'all can see what he about.
Okay.
Get some people's eyes on it.
Go see some. May
have a future. Kyrie got what he wanted. Exactly. Yeah. But we got a little story in the making, possibly football. So we'll definitely.
Okay, I got my interest up because I like football all levels.
There we go. He goes to McClure South Berkeley.
Okay, might catch a game.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to check him out and post a video very soon.
Get our college prep stars on the page.
There we go. Maybe have them come to the show.
Hey,
there we go. That's what we want to. We all about not just the national news. All about local news.
We gotta support our own.
There we go. So let's make that happen very soon. Going back, man. We now the Breakfast Club has what you call it?
Now the Breakfast Club has the donkey of the day, and that's where somebody does something stupid the day before you get put on blast because as Charlamagne the God says, anyway, everybody can be the donkey of the day, even including him.
Right.
So I say we should have our own idiot of the week,
and the winner of the idiot of the week award goes to
idiot of the week. Jon Bones Jones. You, sir, is our idiot of the week.
You idiot. Yeah, so
get the sound effect.
Now, I know if you follow UFC, he already was banned for a year and some change for testing positive for what was it? No, he admitted he had cocaine and
and
also steroids and everything like that.
He's supposed to got rehab. He's supposed to be clean now. He's ready to go now. Man, we was rooting for you.
And then he had this nice dominating fight a few weeks back. And then guess what? He just got tested positive
got popped twice now
for steroids. And it's one of those things.
You had the belt a second time and then you ruin it again. It's like, what? You just can't get right.
And what's crazy is that we talked about this before on previous shows. Like, all these black athletes keep on doing so many stupid things.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me why you just don't stay out of trouble. Like, man, you've got a privilege here that no one else has, not a lot of people have in this world, and that's to become an elite athlete and make a lot of money doing it. Playing a game.
Right.
Everybody else has to go to a 9-to-5 in a cubicle or work site or a job that they don't like. They don't like their boss. But you get to, in this case, you get to beat up people for a living, train, and get money for it.
Right.
And you mess that up. Come on, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Jon Bones Jones. I really don't see him having I don't see him having a longer or further career after this now.
No, he messed up his chance.
He's already 30, 31 years old.
And he's, as a fighter, that's old already. And then, Dana White, he ain't gonna have that. He's the gatekeeper. He's not gonna let him come back. Yeah. He's not like a Vince McMahon. This ain't like pro wrestling.
Speaking of which, that may lead the way to Jon Bones Jones going to wrestling.
Not in the PG era. Because he can mess up there. And the WWE has already had his fair share of a time period where they was fighting people with steroids and drug use. We already seen the tragedy that happened in 2007 with Chris Benoit.
Man.
They don't want them kind of problems right now.
You don't want problems.
So, I don't see that happening either.
So, once again, Jon Bones Jones, you are the
Idiot of the Week.
Congratulations. Moving on.
You played yourself.
Moving on. We're going to some college football. So, we just got the first official AP Top 25 preseason rankings. Real quick.
Yeah.
Number 1, no surprise, Alabama. Roll Tide. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, we have
Florida State.
Number 4, we have USC. Number 5, we have
Clemson.
Number 6, we got Penn State. Number 7, we have
Oklahoma.
Number 8, we got Washington. Number 9, we got
Wisconsin.
Number 10, we got Oklahoma State. Number 11, we got Michigan. Number 12, we got Auburn. Number 13, we got
LSU.
Number 14, we got Stanford. Number 15, we got
them Georgia Bulldogs.
16, we got Louisville. 17, we got
them Gators.
18, we got Miami. 19, we got
South Florida.
Surprising.
Wow.
20, we got Kansas State. 21,
we got Virginia Tech.
22, we got West Virginia. 23, we got
Texas.
24, we got Washington State. And last but not least, at 25, we have
Tennessee.
Let's see if
Tennessee.
Oh, take me to another land. Yeah, boy. Yeah. And very soon, the very first week in college, it's gonna be a stacked.
It's gonna be on
game. But as we said last week,
the notable game,
the game that's going down on Saturday, September the 2nd, we have number 3, Florida State versus number 1,
Alabama.
Alabama. I'm from Alabama, people.
I'm going to tell you, I have a what if connected to that.
There we
Stay
go.
tuned to that.
Stay tuned.
But that is a game that can decide the season in week 1.
There we go. Now, talking about some college football. Now we're going to the big dogs. We're going to the Shield.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Shield.
I think I had like 2 references already.
Yeah.
But NFL. So we are now into week 3. What we have to discuss first, week 2. Anything pop up Anything come up out of you two that you want to address?
Hey, I'll just say very quickly, we had our discussion about the national anthem kneel, and we had the largest demonstration of national anthem protests with the Cleveland Browns, man. Big ups to y'all, man. I think that's the only win y'all gonna get this year. But as far as the human condition, you champions in that right. So I give you all kudos for that. But then something else happened in that game as we got into the game too. Someone had a scare.
Mr. Odell Beckham Jr., he was going across the field for a catch, caught the ball, of course, was in midair, and then he got hit right around the knee area.
Did I get you?
And it looked pretty scary. He got up on his own, ran off the field, jogged off the field, but then got to the back and towards the locker room area and got on his knees, and he was really hurt bad, saying, "Owie!" But luckily, it's just a bad ankle sprain.
No structural damage.
But he may miss week 1 against the Cowboys in a few weeks. So how do you feel about star players playing in the preseason?
Look, it's part of the game. It's a conversation that comes up every preseason in the NFL. Should you start or should you not? There's some that say, hey, you should start your players, play full speed, because once you start thinking about it, that's when you get hurt. You don't want to get in a situation where you're going in there with kid gloves on. Then that's when you get hurt. And then there's the other side that says, look, preseason's too long. You need to cut it down to 2 games, and let's get this thing on over with. The way I stand is, look, hey, injuries is a part of the football. I mean, it happens to every team. If it wasn't for injuries, we wouldn't have the greatest show on turf.
Right.
It's
just a part of the game. Another takeaway from that game is Deshaun Kaiser.
Indeed.
Just got announced. Well, he was just announced today that he will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, that's new to me.
Overtaking Brock Osweiler, in which now they're considering trading Osweiler now that he lost the job. So a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't want Brock Osweiler to begin with. He just came with it. It was just like one of those things where, look, you take it or leave it, man. Get this guy, take this guy. All right, we'll take it, whatever.
And I mean, let's just hope for Cleveland Browns' sake that Kaiser is the right choice and he will stick with their team for longer than 1 year. And also, who hasn't been signed yet outside of Kaepernick? You'd be like, wow, I didn't think about that. But guess who hasn't got signed yet? Who's that? RG3.
Oh, well, not surprising there. I mean,
so
he's had so many chances.
Would you consider him a bust?
Yes, he's definitely a bust. There's no question about it. Not as big as others, but yeah, he's a bust. I think what ruined him was Shanahan's handling of him when he got injured. When he injured his knee, he kept him in. He should have just yanked him out of the game. I don't care if he wanted to stay. That's your franchise. That was his money makers. He already had ACL tear in college. You should have just benched him, but you decided to play him, and he busted his knee right there in the playoffs.
And he ain't been the same since.
That's
pretty sad. I mean, he came in hot, from Baylor.
I mean, he was on. I mean, you took away his moneymaker, his legs, and you injured the ACL twice on the same knee. Yeah,
and then it's kind of hard for a player who's known to be a mobile quarterback to have this be a straight pocket passer.
Yeah.
Just some guy just can adjust to their role. And it's not no fight on them, but if that's just how the game has always been, it's hard to make that adjustment.
It's kind of like when Michael Vick got older. When he came back from the prison stint went to the Eagles, he was older.
Yeah.
He was like 29, 30 years old, and his bread and butter was his legs.
Yeah.
And the way he could maneuver and get out of the pocket and run. And you could tell he lost a step when he came back, and he was forced in that situation to become a pocket passer. He was decent, but that's not what he was known for.
Yeah. And like you said before, the protesting, we're starting to see more white NFL players.
I think they're stepping up, but I think it's I got the position with Bomani Jones. It's more of it's not enough.
No.
It's great. It's more of I feel you, dog, rather than really expressing why they're doing it. I think this is more so of, hey, we support your efforts, but I think it kind of takes away from the intent of why they're protesting. It's not just because they're protesting because they're protesting. It's they're protesting the treatment of black and brown people in this country. That's what they're protesting. I think they need to express that side more. I think the tight end from the Browns really did. Come to find out, he's married to a black woman, and he has that in mind. About his children and how they be profiled. So that in that sense, yes, that's why he has a solid reason.
Yeah.
The others are just kind of there for support. It's great. Just want to see a little bit more of why you're doing it.
Yeah, because there was a couple of interviews to white players recently, and the common denominator was more so we want to show that we can come together. That's been the main purpose. I want my black teammate to know that, hey, I'm here with you, the whole unity front. But like you said, it hasn't really been, are you standing up for these justices?
I think that's the safe response.
Right. Are you standing up for rights for brothers, for blacks? What is the actual reason? That's what we want to know. And I know there are some smart, intellectual white players out there. By the way, shouts out to Chris Long.
Yeah, Chris Long. Now he had a valid reason. He says he doesn't want to take away from the message of what's going on. I kind of see that. Yeah. So the others are just kind of well, I'm here from a teammate.
Yeah. So that's pretty much.
We'll see how this progresses into the season.
Now, my biggest takeaway, which leads to our next topic, the Los Angeles Rams and a good offense.
St. Louis Rams, in my eyes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Of course. I feel you. But I'll just say the Rams.
The Rams.
And a good offense in the same sentence.
This wasn't unusual back in the day. This wasn't unusual.
Yeah. And, of course, we've had to endure, now LA has had to endure a crazy or lackluster offense over the past few years. But after week 2, in which Jared Goff had more playing time until almost the second half, Gurley had more time, Sammy Watkins, the new addition to the receiver core, actually has a playing time. And also, be on the lookout for this rookie wide receiver who is flashing a lot of potential. Cooper Kupp. He was a dominant wide receiver in college. He made some spectacular plays, and he's already on the first team. This wide receiver core did a pretty nice job without even having Tavon Austin on the field.
I'll tell you this. All I gotta say is it's funny what you can do when you don't have a high school offense to work with.
Yeah. And they've been
it's
saying
funny when you have an offense that's actually meant for the 21st century football game.
Right.
Instead of the 1980s football game.
Now there has been a lot of buzz, good buzz, in regards to the impact that the young 33-year-old, 35-year-old coach Sean McVay has.
He's not even that old. He's like 30, 32,
yeah.
31.
The impact that Sean McVay has already made on that team. Of course, his first mission was to make sure that the Rams didn't waste a great pick in Jared Goff. And looks like he's already putting Jared Goff. Now, mind you, we do know, disclaimer, it is the preseason. But we are the strides that Jared Goff has made just in week 2 was far better than any week he had last season.
Well, but check it. The head coach, he has experience in Washington working with the quarterbacks over there. You see what he did with Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
And so this is not anything new to him. Mm-hmm. So offense is his forte. And so you see the difference now. I just hope that he becomes another Don Shula. Don Shula came in the game. He at his time, he was the youngest coach, and they was questioning him. Is he too young? Will the players listen to him? And Don Shula became Don Shula.
Yeah.
The all-time winningest head coach.
The architect.
The architect of the 72 undefeated Dolphins team.
Mm.
And coaching for many years, and hopefully he has that same kind of trajectory in his career.
And I know one thing:
the Raiders,
the offense better do something as long as they don't have Aaron Donald on that team either.
See, they're gonna mess that up,
man.
I think right now he's holding out. I think they've lost him. Really, I think they lost him.
We're gonna definitely find out.
If they don't sign about week 1, I think the deadline to sign players for whatever length has passed, whatever that was. So I think they lost him, man. They messed it up royally.
We're gonna definitely.
You messed up a one-of-a-kind defensive tackle.
We're gonna definitely find out, man. I have a feeling they're gonna make a way and get retain Aaron Donald back.
You better pray. He can make a way. He's the only one that can make a way out of no way.
Yeah,
you better pray on that one.
I do look forward to seeing what Sammy Watkins is going to bring as the weeks go by. He'll continue to learn the offense, and Gurley, he has been coming out back to his rookie year, and he's been attacking the hole. He has a better understanding. He knows that a lot of guys last year were saying that he really wasn't himself, meaning I don't want to call him say he was scared last year, but I think the success of his rookie season and then moving to LA where you got the bright lights and stuff like that, he wasn't as hungry as he was his rookie year. So he kind of got a little bit relaxed. You know, the whole Hard Knocks thing.
And his offensive line didn't help you.
Yeah, but they were saying there were certain assignments that he's supposed to have hit a certain hole, but he went another way.
Okay.
Stuff like that. But they saying now he's looking like a very violent runner. And as long as he does that.
That was his calling card in Georgia.
As long as he does that, Jared Goff and Sammy Watkins, Tavon also when he gets healthy, Cooper Kupp, all of them, watch out for the Rams. Not saying they're going to be over 500, ain't like that, but you never know in football. But just look at the offense. It's coming around.
The offense will be better than
it should be.
Jeff Fisher's offense.
It better be, because I don't need Jeff Fisher to do what offense was. I don't think he know how to spell offense.
Well, he never played offense.
There we go. So that was on football. We go right.
We find right along. We got him on deck. We know we waiting for him.
Oh yeah. So now we're into pennant chase, pennant fever, the hot, what would you
baseball
call it?
Fever,
the dog days of summer and everything.
Yeah.
So dog, let everyone know while I get this adapter for the phone. Let everyone know the American League standings real quick.
In the American League East, we have the Red Sox in first place, 4.5 games up over the second place New York Yankees. And we have the Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles, and the Toronto Blue Jays all around 11 games out. So it's the Yankees-Red Sox story over there in the AL East. AL Central, we have the Cleveland Indians in first place, 4.5 games up also over the Minnesota Twins. It is going down in the AL Central as well, because you got the Kansas City Royals with 6 games out. They're not totally out of it, but then you got the Tigers and the White Sox trailing after them, and they're probably out. In the AL West, we have the Houston Astros, who have been in first all season long. And this is no different right now. They're at 11.5 games up over the Angels. And the Mariners are not too far behind the Rangers and the Athletics. But as you will see in the wild card standings as we go over here, In the wild card, we have the Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Indians, Houston Astros, all division leaders. In the wild card, we have a race, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness.
The New York Yankees are two games up. They got the first wild card seat. But we have a tie for the second one. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Minnesota Twins are both tied. And not too far out of it, third, we have the Kansas City Royals, who is 1.5 games out. Seattle, who is 2 games out. Tampa Bay, who is 3.5. And Texas Rangers, who is also 3.5. So we have a race. It's not over by a long shot in the American League. Let's go to the National League, Smooth.
All right, National League, you have the Nationals. They are very comfortable in the National League East over the Marlins. 13.5 games up. You got the Braves, the Mets, Phillies. You know what? If we see a team that's like way behind, especially double digits, we ain't gonna mention your name no more. Bye. All right, so National League Central, Cubs. Cubs are up 3 games over the Brewers. Then you got the Cardinals at third place, 4.5 games behind. Pittsburgh, 8 games out of the Central. NL West, Dodgers are sitting pretty.
But you got to mention these 2 teams.
Yes, Dodgers are sitting pretty. They are 21 games up over the Diamondbacks and 21.5 games up on the Rockies.
But why do we mention them?
Yeah, the reason why we mention the
Diamondbacks is out, right?
Diamondbacks and the Rockies.
They're out of it. It's over, right?
Well, the wild card, of course, we have Washington, the Cubs, Dodgers leading their respective divisions, but Arizona and Colorado are neck and neck, actually tied for the wild card standings.
Wow.
Then right behind, we have Milwaukee in 3.5 games behind, and then we have the Cardinals 5 games behind. And guess who is right behind the Cardinals?
The Miami Marlins.
That's probably another reason why we're not getting Stanton, because they're now in the race.
They in it, man. They in it. They can overtake us.
There we go. So it'd be kind of pointless to have a play with us, and we, yeah.
Speaking of the Cardinals, man, you've got an interesting subtitle for the Cardinals here.
Yes, I do. With the Cardinals now, see, 2 weeks ago, they woke up on a Sunday afternoon.
Sure did.
Birds chirping.
Birds chirping.
Fish just fishing in the sea.
They swimming, man.
And Cardinals were in first place.
They were.
And we had like an 8-game winning streak.
Man, what happened then?
Over the last 10 games, the Cardinals are 4-6. They have actually lost not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 games in a row. 4 games in a
In this
row.
case, I hate being right.
Man.
I just said just wait.
Man.
Just when you think the Cardinals are on their way, they mess up. And I think like I said last week, they are winning in spite of everything that's going on around. And it's not because they have some kind of magic bean that makes them win. It's really because they had some kind of assurance and resurgence, I should say. And it's just fleeting. It's fleeting, I should say.
So,
and it's
so with that being said, there you go.
They're done.
You just said that they're done.
They're done.
And oh man,
I wish I was wrong. I wish we could say at the end of September, Kelsey, who's Kelsey? Who's Siddall?
There you go.
Siddall, you were absolutely wrong, my friend. But I don't think I'm wrong on this one. They done, man. It's over with. Stick a fork in them and they done, man.
Especially
congratulations.
Especially with the Cubs playing a lot better now. And Milwaukee is still playing. And guess what?
They're both 7-3 in their last 10 games.
And both of those teams actually made moves during the trade deadline.
They made some moves. We did.
We didn't. We do nothing at all. No moves.
Ask the front office.
Oh my goodness. I don't think they set the calls because obviously they didn't set no calls or make calls on the trade deadline.
They didn't pay their sprint bill.
Man,
they didn't do something because they didn't do anything. And I mean, I don't understand for the life of me why. I mean, they claim they don't have any pieces. I don't know what's going on, but I think they're done, man.
Yeah, sure. And it's too many times when I watch the game. It's like the offense.
I look over to my left over here. The dude just dropping the ball. This barely didn't get. It's just stuff like it's just like I just see losing all around me when I see the Cardinals, and this is not fun because I'm not used to this.
Yeah, and it still goes back to the inconsistencies. It's like we had an issue with our hitting, with the offense, but the pitching was doing great. Now the hitting has improved, but guess what's the problem? Guess what the problem is now?
Now it's pitching.
And it's not even starting pitching or it's not even bullpen. It's both. Wayne Wright, in which this leads to my next topic, in which I know he will love. This man right here will love.
Right here?
Mike Matheny continues to wait and wait and wait and wait until that Dookie emoji hits the fan and then finally says, okay, let's take him out. For instance, Adam Wainwright.
We're going to give this man a chance, though. We're going to give him another chance next year, right?
We're
going to give him another chance.
Adam Wainwright came into a start 2 starts ago. During his start, you could tell that something was just not right. But guess who kept him in and allowed him to still pitch? Mike Matheny. Everyone in their mama knew something was just not right with Wainwright's arm. Next start, he does maybe 3 or 4 innings. And he's getting shellacked. He's taken out. After that game, he got sent back to St. Louis to get checked on to find out he has an arm issue. Well, duh! So now he's been placed on a 10-day DL and maybe even longer because they're still waiting on further tests. Then you have Mike Leake. Mike Leake has, if you don't know,
one of the biggest busts on the pitching staff.
Started off great, finished terribly. Very, very, very terribly. Very, very terrible. This man last year had the shingles, in which he lost.
Which is an old man's disease.
In which he lost some weight. He admitted during the season, midway during the season, that he hasn't fully gained his strength back. He's already the size and weight of a toothpick, and his pitching outings has declined each of the last 4 or 5 starts.
He's got an arm like a strand of hair.
So Mike Leake, if you don't know, folks, he specializes in throwing a sinker, in which the ball is supposed to start up high, but then sink right down low to create a ground ball by the hitter.
It's just like Luther Vandross's curl. His sinker just doesn't quite.
And anytime a sinker starts up high, but it doesn't break right down low, guess where that ball is going to end up? And that's what's been happening over his last 4 starts. And
Matheny's tee off time.
Matheny keeps keeping the guy in, and he waits until we give up 5 to 6 or 7 runs in that inning by your starting pitcher to finally take him out of the game.
But again, we're going to give Matheny another shot next year. We shouldn't fire him, though.
Matheny, you making me look bad, man. I tried. I tried, dog. I tried. But stuff like this is the reason why Siddall is correct, is that he has this history of waiting so long. Remember how he waited so long to keep Scotty on the team until he sent him back to minor leagues?
It's
now,
ridiculous.
And the thing was that
wanting to be everybody's friend, man.
That was exactly what Scotty needed. And Scotty even admitted it when he got called back up this past week. He said that was the best thing that happened to me because it allowed me to find my game again, be able to play every day in the minor leagues and find my stroke. Ever since then, he's been raking in the minor leagues. Now he's been called up since this past Sunday. He's been raking like he should have been with the Cardinals, with the Major League team. You have to, as a manager, stuff can't be personal.
No.
It doesn't matter if you
can't be everybody's friend in that, man. I know you was a former player, but this is different.
It don't matter if you sign an $80 million contract or a $800,000 deal. If you ain't performing, sit your ass down.
Got it, flat out.
Bottom line is that if you ain't performing, you need to go ahead and either take some seats or head down to the minor leagues and fine-tune your game. Has Eleven Diaz been back up here since she got sent back down in April? I mean, in May? In the May sweep? Exactly. That's my point. So you have to start doing what's best for the team, and there's been some times in which Matheny has held on too long, kind of like you trying to hold on to a girl you know you ain't gonna have. You know the relationship's been over with. You know it's over with, and it's just crazy. As Smoooth gets the Instagram together, it's just what I've been saying all season long, and I started my thing hashtag fire Matheny. Yeah. I started that a long time ago because I already seen the writings on the wall from last year. And nothing's changed.
Nothing has really changed at all.
And, and he had some valid points, which I did not knock. And now I've had some in regards to we still don't have the right pieces intact. In the meantime, you still can't hold on to guys and have them keep playing when they're not performing well, because that hurts your team, especially when you give up these 5-6 run innings.
And I would argue that is the litmus test of a manager right there. That's just showing his true skills as a manager or lack thereof.
Yeah. So go ahead and have T-Bone.
Yeah, let me get the man together, man.
And so as he get that together real quick, once again, Cardinals gotta do better, man. Time is winding down. It's almost September, and the weeks are flying by. And the Cubs, once again, are looking very good. The Brewers, they're looking strong. These teams aren't going nowhere, and these teams are hungry. They want to take what St. Louis have been known for doing, and that's win the division and being successful going to the playoffs. And Matheny, I've been trying to advocate for you, man, but if you're not taking out these guys, because you can't be worried about the contract. You can't worry about, he's been doing so well for us for so long. Right now, we are in that Janet Jackson business. That what have you done for me lately? Hey, T-Bone.
Yes, sir.
All right,
man. We got you on. You are live on the platform. We just finished up our Cardinals conversation, and now we're moving into SummerSlam.
All right. Hey, how you doing, T-Bone?
Good. What's going on with you?
I'm doing well, man. Welcome to the show. You are officially a native.
Sir, we got a native back here on the show. All right.
There we go, man.
Right.
So, once again, as he just said, we just discussed Cardinal baseball. I'm not sure if you follow the Cardinals at all. Do you really follow the baseball at all?
I try to. Whenever I get a chance to see some games, I try to watch it. But lately, I know we never really done too well as far as we got up to first place, and then it seemed like we started going downhill from there. We're still not too far off, but
Man,
that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were discussing. And if you haven't already, feel free to share this video with everyone that you know on your friend list. We also are on Instagram under DJ Fred, aka Smoooth. And it's time, like you said, for some wrestling. So, wow. Overall, scale from 1 to 10, your thoughts or your ranking of course, 1 the lowest, 10 being off the chain. How would you rate SummerSlam 2017?
So, I mean, you know what? After 4 days, you know, it's hard to remember. But I give it a solid 7.
7, okay. Yeah, I think it was better than most pay-per-views that they've had recently. It's really good. Some good matches. You had some duds there in there, but you know.
Yeah.
See if I can pull up SummerSlams.
By done, I think I know which match you're talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead with your dud.
I mean, I like the guy, but the Big Cass versus Big Show match.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Yeah, that was definitely a WTF moment. Another one to me because I was looking forward to this match and it did not deliver nearly what I thought it was going to be, especially because they had the same exact ending from his previous matches, and that was Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
To me, I don't expect that going in. I might really high altogether for it, so I guess that's why I'm shooting point.
Do you think the backstage rumors about Nakamura being in the trouble with Vince McMahon has anything to do with that?
No, not at all. I mean, obviously, from saying you know, it looks like Nakamura is going to be getting the next title shot. I think that they ever since they've done the brand switch, you notice that there's been multiple rematches for title matches. So, you know, he didn't win on the first try, but he'll probably win it on the second. And if it's not a second and they have another pay-per-view match, he'll probably wind up winning it. If he doesn't, I don't see them using the exact same finishes for the next, you know, pay-per-view.
So basically, you're thinking they're just building a storyline for him?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I kind of like what they did as far as, okay, so the St. Louis got involved. So on Tuesday, so, you know, it started out with Daniel Bryan saying that, hey, you know, you guys shouldn't have done that. You know, every time they're getting involved, and he's like, it's time shouldn't be able to get the retribution. And Jinder was like, oh, man, you know, I'm not going to run for him. He's like, oh, I wasn't talking about you. He's talking about them.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's like a panic and Frisco type thing there.
And just to my observation, because I really, you know, like I said, studied that match with a keen eye, and it looks like Jinder Mahal to me. He's still, like I said, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I like him.
I like how they had him to elevate from just being whatever to a champion, but it seems like his moves doesn't really bring out a story yet. You know how certain wrestlers have, like AJ Styles has certain moves that have everybody
It can tell a story.
And Kevin Owens, you know, it seems like Jinder Mahal doesn't have that yet. Do you agree?
Yeah, but I mean, he's a heel, so you don't really. The good thing about him is there's nothing likable about him. So, I mean, that's a good thing for a heel. I mean, you know, there's way too often where you have. That's what I mean. I know that AJ Styles is a guy that a lot of people liked before he even got there, but when he was a heel, it didn't work because he did so much cool stuff. How did he prove it?
Yeah, but you know, back in the day, you know, people like Arn Anderson and folks like that, they can call a match and they can make the babyface come out really good.
Right.
And that's what I think that's what
you're
we're talking about.
You're talking about a completely different era. I mean, when you talk about Arn Anderson,
Yeah.
you're talking about back when the heels were the ones who called the matches, during the match. They were the ones who led things as they went on. Ric Flair the same way. When you're talking about today, it's not the same way with like Jinder Mahal. He's not calling the match up on the fly as they go in the ring. It's preset because they pretty much know what they want to do when they go out there. So it's a little bit different. But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I just think that, especially with SmackDown being the land opportunities, etc., folks, even though whether you're heel or face, they still want to see something that makes you be like, oh, okay, what a heel. Besides the whole cheating with the Singh brothers, but they still want to see Jinder Mahal have like that moment in the match where you're like, oh, you see that move he just did.
Yeah, it's kind of like the smart marks.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like
the smart marks. The more intelligent wrestling fan. Not the casual fan, but the more like they say, smart mark.
Let me say this though. So if you look between Raw and SmackDown, and you can look both at the pay-per-view and you can look at the shows that followed afterwards. When you look at guys with exciting moves on both the heel and babyface sides, I mean, look at how the crowd reactions are completely different. And you can say it's because people were miscast, but in the Fatal 4-Way match, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a match that had excitement because of all the personalities. But overall, in Raw, like if you look at the next night, I mean, there's not enough of who's supposed to be good, who's supposed to be bad. It's not established. But when you look at SmackDown, it's clearly established that, Jinder Mahal is a heel. Like, Kevin Owens does some cool stuff, yes, but you don't want, if you see him facing a good guy, you don't want to see him do it because you want the face to win. I mean, if you want the face to win. The person who I think did the best with that was Cesaro. Cesaro, and Neville as well. Cesaro has the swing, but whenever he turns heel, he doesn't do the swing very often. He'll do it sometimes, but he'll keep it short if he does. Neville, when he turned heel, he didn't go up and do that. He didn't go up and do his move. He always made it a point to change it up. That's when he started doing the rings with better. Now he'll break it out every now and then, but he's not doing it to give the people what they want.
But the whole common denominator from all the wrestlers that you just named is that they already have a backup following. People already know what moves these guys already have.
Yeah, and you're talking about some highly skilled wrestlers, more so than Jinder Mahal. And that's why I say Jinder hasn't had enough of a backing of a following, so people can be like, oh, I know how. I know his movesets. I know that he can bring this kind of dynamic to a match. That's what he needs to develop, I feel, to get more respect as a heel. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't. You're right, but I don't think that's going to happen. And from what I've gathered, he may be positioned as a heel here. I don't think he's positioned as a heel in England. And from what I've heard, I think a lot of the stuff that they do, they try to justify and make it seem like he's doing it for the good of the country over there, versus the way that we frame it here, where it's the Singh brothers are cheating for him. It's when they're framing it in India, it's more of a the Singh brothers are helping protect us from that, the dastardly American is trying to do something to take the title from him or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I feel you. I still hope, that whoever is doing the scripts or whatever can definitely have Jinder show more of a moveset, something dominant as a heel. Because, I mean, he got the total package. Dude is jacked, not in a steroid way, but dude is jacked. he worked his butt off. I saw a video on YouTube that he had prior to SummerSlam of his working out routine. I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah, like I was saying before, it was him, Braun Strowman, and
Big E.
Yeah, Big E. Training with CT Fletcher.
Yeah.
And check that video out, you know. And you know, he was trying to hang with the big dogs then.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, he just seemed like the eyeball out at the time. But now you kind of see this, you know, the results of all of that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Braun Strowman, that fatal four-way, I think that was one of the highlights of the night.
No, it was the highlight because they came in within 30 seconds. They came in and it was on and popping. What's your thoughts, T-Bone?
Hey, I really liked the match. If I were going to give one critique, now I can't remember the specific match, but they did something similar with Brock Lesnar in the Triple Threat match a year or two ago, where the two other guys they took him out early and he came back later.
I saw that too.
You know?
Yeah.
I saw that too. I said the same exact thing when he got when the table got put over him. It was the same exact thing that happened a while back.
Right, and he had got, you know, he was out of it. I don't think he got carried off on a stretcher at that time, but he was out of it. He was, you know.
And then he came back, and you know, he came back like this, like nothing never happened.
You're right.
And I pretty much to myself predicted when he came back.
When I seen that, I'm like, he's coming back.
Because and then it basically already led it to believe that okay, he's gonna come back. He's gonna allow everyone else to destroy each other, and then he'll take advantage of the opportunity. And that's exactly what happened. But them guys still brought it.
And my thing, I enjoyed the performance of Braun Strowman. This match really made him look strong.
Yes.
And looked like a viable opponent for Brock Lesnar. He legitimately looks like he can hang with him out of all the four of the guys.
And T-Bone, do you see if you're Brock Lesnar, what would be your angle to try to take down Strowman?
Well, like they always say, start with the legs. Break them down to your side.
Yeah.
But the thing about Stroman is you got to get to his legs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I think they're doing a good job of showing, hey, you know, Braun Strowman can dominate anybody, including
the beast.
So, I mean, it builds. I think that they built good anticipation for the matches, not just with what they did on Monday or Sunday in SummerSlam, but what they've done as far as the matches with Strowman and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
They've really built anticipation for seeing him against Braun.
I think they really did it. Even in the loss, I really think they did a good job of making Strowman look like a really strong opponent.
Well, I mean, it's a fatal four-way match, and even though he lost, he didn't lose. He didn't get pinned.
Exactly. Did not get pinned.
Real quick, shout out to my boy Lee. He's on IG watching us right now. He wants to know what I have in this container.
What you got in that cup, man?
It's a Hawaiian punch. I think it's the very fruity punch, something like that. So no alcohol.
It's not lean.
Not yet.
Not that lean.
now, if you see a red cup on this show, it may be some lean. But right now, it's strictly Hawaiian punch. And also, Eli, he commented earlier and said, uncrowned champion among men. I believe he's referring to Jinder Mahal. Let me know if I'm correct, Eli. But I think he's referring to
Sounds like he's talking about Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I could be correct, Braun Strowman. So
yeah,
just let us know, confirm that, Eli. We get a chance. But I had this on our topic. Do you see Braun Strowman as being the future of WWE?
No, but it's nothing against him. When you have somebody of that size,
It's hard.
You know, it's it's one of those things where he should be more of an attraction than a featured superstar on a regular basis.
Mm.
So he should be that guy who can be up at the top, but he shouldn't stay at the top. He should be the guy who can float up there to give challenges to other guys, but not the guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Brock Lesnar was, and it's kind of like what Andre the Giant was. It's kind of like
what Big Show should have been.
Big Show should have been. I think I agree with you. And he doesn't really have that look of a quote-unquote traditional baby face. I think he would be more suited as a heel within his career.
And then I think he truly enjoys destroying cats.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what a baby face does traditionally. You know, outside of Batista or somebody.
Well, in 2017. I think that fans are more than willing to accept somebody big destroying stuff as long as they get to see it.
Yes, it's true. You know, it's ebbs and flows of fandom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at one time, the babyface was in vogue. Then you go into the Attitude Era, the bad guy. You know, with Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, the bad guy was in vogue. Now the tough guy that can just whip people is involved now.
Do you think that being a media savvy person also plays in regards to being a champion?
You said media savvy?
Yeah, someone that they can present out to Sports Center and Good Morning America and
talk shows,
you know, etc. Do you think that really plays a role in being a champion as well?
To a certain extent. I mean, one thing about the roster is most guys on the roster know how to carry themselves. What separates some guys is that some guys can carry themselves when they're in front of a camera, right? You know, they can be on Good Morning America. Not saying that they are, but, you know, they can be on the local shows, and they can carry themselves okay on that. But the guys who really seem to get more respect from, you know, the management are the guys who not only carry themselves a certain way in front of the camera, but do it also when the camera's not on as well. That's what gives them more confidence. So I don't necessarily think it's just media stuff. It's just being able to handle yourself in public, carry yourself like you're someone at all times. You know, it's almost like integrity, where integrity is doing the right thing when other people, you know, when people aren't looking. You know, if you want to be somebody, you got to be able to carry yourself a certain way, even when the red light isn't on.
Got you.
Yeah. And speaking of titles, there's been several title changes during this SummerSlam. We've had a number of different ones, including in the women's division here. We had Sasha Banks
defeating Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
That match to me was kind of like a what? That's it. You know, I felt that Alexa Bliss should have had a better finish ending than tapping out right next to the rope. How you feel about that, T-Bone?
Didn't really bother me too much. I mean, they do need to kind of slow down on some of the title changes in some of the divisions, specifically women's. There's been too many of those. I'm the guy who doesn't mind title changes when they happen with a rivalry. So like you're talking like New Day and the Usos. Like if they change those titles back and forth every month for the next couple months, that's not going to bother me because competition should tell you that those two teams are, you know, the top two teams and they're on the same level. One of those teams is going to beat the other team on a given night. It's not necessarily going to be the same team every single time. Just like, you know, if the two top teams in the NBA or NFL were playing each other, you're not going to get the same winner every single time.
And I know one.
Speaking of the.
Yeah, go ahead.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to switch gears just slightly. Speaking of a title change in the women's division, one that didn't bother me, even though I'm a Naomi fan, was Natalya winning the gold finally. I think she got her what she deserves, and that's the title. One clean and one with the sharpshooter.
First time in 6 years she had the belt.
Yeah, I think that's well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good one too. The dramatics of her, bringing her right back out to the center of the ring. I think she did it twice.
Yeah.
That was good. Now, the one that disappointed me, going back to the Usos and New Day, I wasn't disappointed about the title change. But from what I saw in the match, if I'm not mistaken, Xavier Woods was the legal man. And Big E was the one that was pinned. I really thought on SmackDown that the New Day would have pointed that out, leading to another rematch.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think people caught that. I didn't catch it at first.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I thought I saw Big E did do a small tag on the back of Xavier Wood, but I'm gonna check that again real quick and make sure because I thought everything was clean.
Well, I don't remember the exact spot, but what I do remember is Xavier Woods was in the ring. And then that's when he ran, and then he got elevated over the top, and they did the Samoan drop to the floor. He was the guy who was in the ring at that time. And then when they took him out, Big E came and tried to help him, and then that's when Big E wound up getting himself into trouble. But I'm pretty sure Big E wasn't the legal man in the ring.
Got you. Real quick, couple of notes from Eli. A couple nice points here. Going back to Jinder Mahal, he feels that Jinder Mahal is in a good position, but it's almost like how Seth Rollins was in his first WWE title reign, just without having the authority.
Right.
How you feel about that, T-Bone?
For me, the only similarities would be J&J Security and the Singh brothers, but
yeah,
I think that Seth Rollins was in a much better spot as a champion than Jinder is.
Yeah, especially because
and it just goes back to Seth Rollins was credible.
Right.
That's the thing that was different from Jinder Mahal from the beginning. Right. He's not credible.
Right.
Now they're trying to make him credible. They built him up. It's all including once he got the title opportunity, the Singh brothers were now putting on the side to make him a threat. But I mean, he was never credible before, so why should he be taken seriously now? And they already people in vacuum time because of cheating. Seth Rollins is a little bit different story. He was credible, and it's one of those things where when the Shield, Seth was athletic, and you liked Seth, and when he started cheating, it was like, Seth, why do you have to do this? You're talented. You cheat to win. You don't need the authority to do this. You can do all this stuff on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree. Going back to the Uso New Day, I thought that was actually one of the top 3 matches outside of what you pinpoint in regards to the ending. I thought that was an excellent match. Also thought that the other tag team match was pretty incredible, which was Ambrose and Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Especially that scene when Cesaro went out to the crowd and destroyed that beach ball.
Yeah,
that was classic. But the move set,
I think that was the move of the night.
Yeah. The move set that Rollins had when Sheamus was on the top rope and Rollins came out of nowhere from being on the ground to hopping up to the side turnbuckle, jumped up on the top rope, landed on the top turnbuckle. Basically put his legs in between Cesaro's head and flipped Cesaro into Sheamus. And then for Rollins to do another move, and then, it was just so many things that happened all in like a span of 20 seconds. That brought an amazing pop to the crowd. And that was a great finish with Ambrose doing the knee, and then Rollins doing the knee, and then Ambrose doing his finisher. That was some great wrestling.
Dirty deeds.
Dirty deeds.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that match too. It was really good. Nice long match. Got all the action in. We really established that Dean and Seth can work really well as a team. We'll see how long it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it. I really saw the chemistry between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I think that's a good team, a good matchup.
Yeah. A sore spot, which I don't know who messed this up, but it was incredibly unfair for their pre-show match with The Miz and Mr. Raj versus Jason Jordan and the Hardy Boys. I know Lee's watching on IG, and he says, long live the Hardy Boys, top rope kings. I think it was totally uncalled for. However that happened, that match was performed in front of maybe 10 people.
Yeah, it's criminal.
Well, you're right. Well, so I've got I got two different points about. One is based on the lineup of SummerSlam. I mean, well, no, I can't even count at that point because then again, the Big Show cast match could have been on the pre-show, but I don't really think that the 6-man tag really deserved to be on the main show.
Right.
But with that being said, you know, what's the reason? Why does anybody have an incentive to be a champion? What's the incentive to be an Intercontinental champion?
I was about to say the same thing.
You win your matches, but you're in the not even doors all the way open yet match.
I mean,
like, you know,
it was so bad because at the same time they showing the entrance of the Miz to Raj or the Hardy Boys, whoever, they showed an outside view of like the whole WWE universe waiting to get inside.
Right.
I said that was so bad for production. I mean, it was pretty.
It was like an empty stadium match, you know?
It was
rocking
mankind
or something.
Well, I thought they definitely tried to hide the seats. Like if they had a shot where the guys who got into the goal, you saw the seats open.
Ain't work.
I'll cut away real quick from there.
Yeah, that was all bad. I don't know if the arena waited too long to bring people in or what, but hopefully that's not something that continues to happen.
You know, when I went to WrestleMania, I didn't even really. I mean, I knew that there was an early pre-show and early start time, but like when I got there is when the Neville Austin Aries match started. So like by the time I got to my seat, the match was already going on. But you know, there's ways they can tell a series and make it make sense like Intercontinental champions in the first match before the show even starts. You know, they could have told a story. I mean, you could use Jason Jordan, but the problem is people are in the industry. You could have made it something like this. This could end up occurring and said, hey, I want my match in SummerSlam and I want to know who it's going to be again. And Kurt Angle could have said, I'm glad you asked. Your opponent is going to be Finn Balor. And the Miz could have said, no, I'm not going to wrestle Finn Balor. I don't have to wrestle Finn Balor. I want to wrestle someone else. And Kurt Angle could have said, simple as this. If you don't do it, I'll strip you of the title. Miz could have come back and said something heelish like, oh no, I just defended my title last night in whatever city they were in beforehand, you know, announcing this third day in advance. Because I defended my title the night before, and I don't have to defend my title except for once every 30 days. So I've already met my obligations. You can't strip me of the belt. Then Kurt Angle could have said, okay, well then, you won't wrestle at SummerSlam. You'll be on the pre-show. And you know that with Miz's character the way he is, he wants to be in the spotlight. Yeah. That would upset Miz. That would have been a good visual for TV, and it would explain why your Intercontinental champion is in the first match on the show before it even begins, and why he isn't on the show. And it would have been something to make him upset and give him a reason to continue to be the way that he is.
Yeah, that's smart.
But the only reason why that didn't happen is because I don't think they expected the doors to not be open as late as they were. Because even in SummerSlam when they were in Dallas, I remember when Ryback, you know, he was pretty mad. But at least they had already 20,000 of the 100,000 people in attendance, you had literally like 20 people out of 14,000 people at the Barclays, and that just was a bad look.
It's like a bad indie show.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you couldn't have filled up the getaway.
Right.
You know, it was that bad. We'll talk about NXT in just a second. I know Eli has some points he wanted to bring out in regards to NXT because it's also a good show. How did you feel about the Demon King and Bray Wyatt match?
It served its purpose, but it wasn't something that's going to be memorable.
No.
Unless you're 7 years old.
No.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, just the experience of seeing the entrance was the highlight.
On a major pay-per-view, that's the first time we've seen that at a major pay-per-view.
Yeah. So,
well, he did SummerSlam last year, too, but...
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
But I guess the thing for me is, I guess for me, I'm a little bit more forgiving when it comes to things that WWE does where it's like, it's not for me, but I'm more forgiving of it because you gotta, for them to maintain what they do, you have to bring kids into the product at an early age.
Mm.
It's no different than, other entertainment things that cater to children, Nickelodeon, Disney. When you create those memories for kids, that's how you get fans in their 20s. That's how you get fans that are in their 30s or 40s. It's because they started when they were kids.
Yeah.
So like a character like Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor wrestling in that match the way they did, it was a good match. But it's not something that really appealed to me. But what I did like about it was I liked the entrance and I liked the finish, which kind of came out of nowhere. But the finish of Bray Wyatt trying to do this creepy crab walk and Finn Balor just kind of rising up, almost Undertaker-ish, except instead of sitting up, he stood up and just looked at him, and then you saw the look in Bray Wyatt's eyes where it's like, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting this.
Right.
But the problem with Bray Wyatt is it's not even him. For me, the problem with Bray Wyatt is the announcers. Because they say all these things that are lies, and you can't tell lies that people know are not the truth. So whenever they say, nobody's ever outsmarted Bray Wyatt with mind games. Really? Nobody? Pretty sure I was at WrestleMania this year. It seemed like Randy Orton got the better of him. So, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Undertaker get the better of Bray Wyatt when it came to mind games. So nobody's done it. That's a lie.
It's funny. It's funny you talk about getting the young kids at an early age. I remember my first experience with wrestling was watching the Ultimate Warrior run down to the ring and shake the ropes and all of that. And it hooked me the first time I saw it. Mm-hmm. So, there's truth to that.
And then there's been stories I would listen to, like Dave, what's his name, Dave Meltzer?
Dave Meltzer?
Yeah, Meltzer. His biggest complaint about Bray Wyatt, which I see for myself too, is it's like people, whether you're at the arena or watch on TV, the only thing that's interesting is his entrance. But it's like now when he talks, and even he fails to tell a good story with his wrestling moves now. So it's kind of like he's getting stale already, and they need to find out how they can reinvigorate his character because it's slowly getting to the point of which they know they have other talented wrestlers on the rise. How can we keep Bray Wyatt flame from not going out permanently?
Yeah, because even someone like The Undertaker had to spice up his character a couple times during his career.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even put him in the Undertaker category with that. Almost the only way that you could do something really different with Bray Wyatt that could be a little bit better. Not necessarily a little bit better, but you can go the Mankind route. Mankind came in and he was creepy. And he was weird. And then he kind of got pushed aside to things. And then they started finding ways to reinvent him. And, Bray Wyatt, I'm not saying to do 3 faces of Bray Wyatt, but he almost had to become the lovable Bray Wyatt type guy. You know, that's pretty much the only thing that they can really do with him at this point, because the problem with Bray Wyatt, very similar to what I was thinking, like with a bunch of strokes, you should be a attraction. You put Bray Wyatt pretty much against everybody. You lost to pretty much everybody. So it's like, what are we doing with it? Like, they should have kept it exclusively to one brand, you know, so that way he wasn't interacting with many people. But then, you know, they had him back there for 4 years and they traded him to Raw. Now they lose the guy on Raw. Like, you have to make him more of a lovable guy where people, you know, are happy to see him type thing as a face type character, and kind of get away from the creepy Louisiana talking stuff that he does now.
Yeah. And I recall when he got traded to SmackDown, he was livid. Like, he didn't like that one bit. Going to NXT, which, once again, NXT,
they keep on doing it.
They keep on bringing them hits. like Cash Money in the 99-2000.
Right.
They keep on bringing them hits, and let's just go ahead and talk about the main event. Drew McIntyre. You know, he came in and beat Bobby Roode, but then he saw the debut of Adam Cole and Red Dragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I think that was the biggest story of the night was that group pretty much forming the way that they did. Here's the thing. I haven't watched as much Ring of Honor, but of course I'm familiar with the names. So I'm interested to see what they do with them. I'm always a little afraid of WWE when it comes to groups, but this is NXT, so it's a little bit different. But I don't like when they have, especially what they've done over the past, I think they've been doing this around 10 years now, where they have one guy as the main guy, and then they have two other guys. You know, they've done that with a lot of different groups, and they always treat those second and third guys the exact same way. They're basically the designated losers, and I don't like when they do that, because, again, I think I said it on the show last time I was here. What's the point of them being there if they're going to lose every single time? Why would I be in a group if I'm going to lose every single match that I have? So as long as they don't treat Red Dragon, you know, the way that they were treating the club when they were with AJ Styles,
right?
This Raj, you know, all those groups that they've done that way. Most they don't treat them that way, and they treat them more like the New Day in a way, as far as they don't treat any of them really like they're a weak link. I mean, Baker Woods would probably be the closest to that, but I mean, they made a point over the past couple of events with them to say, hey, he was the one who got the pinfall in the tag team title match. So they make it kind of seem like they all three have value. And as long as they treat this new group, this new stable that way, you know, good things can happen. But once you establish that the second and third guys are literally second and third on the run, that group is dead in the water.
Gotcha. Yeah, we're definitely gonna follow up on that and see how Red Dragon is treated along with Adam Cole. Thoughts on?
But you know what though? With their appearance earlier, I don't think they're going in that direction. But I'm just always afraid of like form like that. That's the way they're going to go to.
Now, obviously, now that Bobby Roode is with SmackDown, it was a given that, you know, it was time to leave. So more likely they had to give the title to Drew McIntyre. Can Drew McIntyre revitalize his career with this fresh new start now?
He can. I mean, I don't have anything against Drew McIntyre. To me, he'll be an okay champion, but he's not that same caliber as the guys who have been in NXT. It seems like the excitement level for the NXT championship has kind of decreased year over year with the different guys who have held it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like every year. I'm not saying it's like, okay, so Neville had it, Sami Zayn beat him, Kevin Owens beat him, who beat Kevin Owens? Finn Balor. Finn Balor beat Kevin Owens. Samoa Joe beat I'm not saying that there was like a huge drop off between like those guys, but it seemed kind of like, okay, Nakamura had the belt, and it even seemed like there was a drop off when Nakamura had it, and then when Bobby Roode got it, it seemed like there was a drop off, and it's nothing against Bobby Roode, but it seemed like there was just a drop off of the excitement of the championship matches that were being had, and then when you have Drew McIntyre now, it seems to me like a larger drop off than it was from the other guys. Now, hopefully he'll be able to put up their matches. And I don't even worry about that because, you know, when you have those takeover shows, they always deliver great.
Always.
To a certain extent. But my concern isn't necessarily the takeover shows because I think in a way they're almost like those takeover shows sell themselves for right now. In the short run, though. Hopefully it'll stay that way in the long run. But my concern is more the week-to-week television.
Got you.
Yeah.
One more match from NXT that stood out, of course, was for the Women's NXT Championship, Asuka versus Ember Moon. Another great match, but, well, even though now we know that Asuka has to relinquish her belt, more than likely, because she injured her shoulder and will be out for some time. But
yeah, but it doesn't seem like she'll be out for too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like ain't no one beat Asuka. Not even Ember Moon.
I mean, I don't think Asuka should lose. I mean, I think that they should kind of tell a little bit different story than what they told with everybody else. They always do with everybody else. They lose the belt and they come up to the roster.
Right.
With the exception of, I think Kevin Owens was like the only one who came up there with his belt.
Right.
And then lost it after he was on the main roster. I think Asuka should come up there and they can do something different where Asuka comes up there and they decide that she has to forfeit the belt. Maybe I think Paige actually was the NXT champion when she came up there as well. So
yeah, I think
don't want to downplay that, but I think maybe they should do a thing where, hey, Asuka, you know, you've been called up here, but we need the belt from you first, and you know they kind of strip her of the belt in a way, because that's the only credible thing they can do right now.
Got you. Yeah. Do you think, because eventually she has to be called up to the big dogs, to the big leagues, will Asuka be able to carry on what she's done in NXT to the main roster?
I think they should. That doesn't necessarily mean it will.
One last question. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, you know, the women have good matches, and I'm not going to say that they don't or anything like that. I kind of think that there's a little bit difference between NXT and WWE and the fact that when they go up from NXT, I'm not sure, but I think that there's an 18 by 18 ring in NXT, and it's a 20 by 20 in the WWE, which kind of makes some timing things happen, you know, when it comes to them. And I'm not sure of that, but that's just my thought. So, you know, while she's having really good matches in NXT and everything flows right, it seems like there's always a thing once they get up to the main roster where while they had great talent before, it seems like maybe they might have some timing issues. And I just wonder if that might be a challenge to kind of throw her off a little bit.
Okay. Transitioning over to Monday Night Raw, I thought it was epic seeing Cena and Roman Reigns square off face to face. I know that down the road it's gonna probably be before WrestleMania. Cause I think they're gonna have Roman Reigns and maybe Lesnar or something for WrestleMania next year. But maybe one of these other pay-per-views like Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or something. We have to see a John Cena versus Roman Reigns match. What was your thoughts about that confrontation this past Monday night?
I didn't like it at all.
Really?
No. Because here's my problem with it. My whole thing is about logic. So Cena comes to Raw because he wants to confront Roman Reigns, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how things started. So fast forward to the end of the segment. Cena's going to team up with Roman Reigns to face The Miz and Mizraj as he thought it would be, and it turned out to be Samoa Joe. But he was going to team with Roman Reigns, but you came there because you wanted to confront him. That's what was confronting. And now because The Miz came out and said how he doesn't like either one of the two of you, now all of a sudden you like Roman Reigns, doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, that logic was kind of off, though.
Yeah. Cause
I don't like either one of the wrestlers, so it really. I didn't like it from jump when they first came out. It's like, man, this is crap.
really.
I really didn't like it.
I don't mind Cena.
Even before Miz came out.
I don't mind Cena, but there was another thing about Cena where he was a little too goofy, cartoonish.
Yes, You was right on point with that. He was like that. Even throughout the match, he was playing around with the crowd. And, hey, yeah, no, man, what happened to him? You know, it's kind of like you're starting to see the end.
It's the opposite of ruthless aggression.
Well, you know, I know I bring stuff up from the past, but there's a history of Cena not matching the emotion that the story is telling. So, you know, Cena comes out here and he's, you know, acting all goofy and stuff like that and playing Bart Simpson while Miz is talking, get the marbles out your mouth and all that other stuff. But, you know, you came out there to confront Roman Reigns. That's supposed to be a big deal. When The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, you know, squared off, that's for a match. But when they first came face to face, it was serious.
Yeah.
And these things, you can't. If you don't take it seriously, why are we supposed to take it seriously?
Yeah, exactly.
But it goes back, and here's my moment in time. If you go back to, I believe it was 2006 or 2007, one of the Randy Orton John Cena matches. You know, Randy Orton attacked John Cena's father.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
And then, you know, when it came time for the match, you know, Cena should have come out there ready to take care of business. Exactly. But he came out there doing the typical John Cena stuff, throwing out his arm. My father, I'm not saying it's being serious. And, you know, that's one thing where I just don't think they want his character to take things seriously. But, like, then there's times where, like, when he's facing, like, AJ Styles, he is taking it seriously.
Right. Yeah, I definitely see your point of view regarding, and I, like we always said, I definitely noticed John Cena was acting like he was just playing around.
Yeah, it was just being goofy.
You know, you can't call out or try to call out someone, but then your whole attitude is no, la 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 la. No, can't do that. But one thing that stood out to me was the excellent promo I felt by The Miz.
Okay, yeah. Now I like the promo of Miz. Miz is slowly becoming one of my favorite wrestlers, just because of his promos. His promos just get better and better.
So, believe it or not, while it was the way his delivery kind of made me say, "Oh, good for him," but in the context of the stories, his promo didn't make any sense. Now, here's my logic with that. Now, he talks about everybody's getting their moments and he continues talking about John Cena's moments. But the easiest retort John Cena could have come up with was, yeah, you're right, Miz. I do get a lot of moments. Yeah, I had one at WrestleMania. Who did I face at WrestleMania? Oh, that's right. I faced you and your wife, and I won. Oh, yeah, I got a moment from beating you.
Yeah, I think that was missed. That was
definitely. But it goes back to you know, it's. I mean, I don't know if you're going to bring it up when you talk about Smackdown, but it's just like Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler talks about all these other things that all these other people are doing, and how they have all these different gimmicks basically, and maybe if he does some of that, he'll get more TV time.
Yeah.
But like, why are you talking about TV time? Why don't you talk about winning your matches?
Right.
Right. The priorities are messed up.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like the segment that we talked about last time I was on here, where Roman Reigns talked about all the stuff that he had done in like 2014 and 15 and maybe 16, but he's talking to guys who have beat him at least 4 times in 2017. So how are you going to say, what do you guys do? Like, they should have said, we beat you.
Beat you, right?
John Cena should have said, I beat you.
Another frustrating development that's going on is, which is kind of confusing too, is the cruiserweight division. Akira Tozawa last week on Monday Night Raw beat Neville for the belt, but then he loses it at SummerSlam. Then last night on 205 Live for his rematch clause, he lost that match. But guess who came out to confront Neville?
Well, I don't think his name is Paul Heyman, but I think his name is Enzo Amore.
Yes,
Enzo.
Now, going back, what was the point of Tozawa winning?
Well, I mean, there's always a history of making the champion seem vulnerable and letting people know that he can be beat. But, it's just like you go back to August of 97, 20 years ago, Lex Luger and Hulk Hogan on Nitro. Luger wins the belt, and then a week later, not even a week later, at the pay-per-view, the Road Wild loses it right back to Hulk Hogan. It was just more of a get a moment. And, for me, the story that they told warranted Tozawa winning the title. But, as anybody, I mean, if you look at like a Golden State or someone like that, you lose, you get motivated to win back. So Neville is the dominant champion, and, stuff happened. He lost that match. But, in the story that they're telling, he came back motivated to go ahead and win, and he won.
Yeah, but I don't think it does justice to Tozawa at all. As far as his, it's like, why even? You go through this long road of him joining the brand,
Titus Worldwide,
the Titus brand, and he finally win the belt and you lose it. It's like, why even do all of that gimmicky stuff?
Well, you got the moment to be as a champion,
just to lose it. Now where do you go from here?
You turn the page to Enzo.
Yep, that's it. And I mean, 205 is banging on Enzo's credibility, and the cruiserweight division is banging on Enzo's ability or his credibility to bring more flair. So
yeah, but I don't think he has the wrestling ability.
That's what I'm gonna say is that I don't know if he has.
Well, you know what? I don't think that he needs the wrestling ability. And what 205 Live needs is more identifiable characters that you care about.
Yeah, charisma.
And while Tozawa is a good wrestler, and he can catch some people's attention here and there, people in general don't care about him as much as they care about Enzo. So, like Enzo can help bring eyes to 205 Live and maybe hopefully turn around the perception of 205 Live. Because right now, 205 Live is just a bunch of wrestlers who are really, really good, but they don't have any interesting or compelling personalities or storyline.
Right.
So once they interject that in there, that should help 205 Live out a lot better. I think last time I talked about, Finn Balor should have been a part of that if they wanted to take it seriously.
Yeah.
But, that's not the direction they went in. But Enzo's somebody who fans care about. It's clear that they weren't going to do anything with him on the main roster.
Very clear.
They probably should have put him in 205 Live before he got destroyed so many times by Big Cass.
Which was so stupid.
But, I think that Enzo being in 205 Live is going to be good.
And moving on to Smackdown, we had one guy in particular move up from NXT, Bobby Roode, but we had the return, of Shelton Benjamin,
one of my personal favorite wrestlers.
Which I just read an article from Bleacher Report the return of Shelton Benjamin can actually hurt the development of Chad Gable as a singles wrestler. But before
I don't know why they think that.
Yeah, they felt like he had the charisma, he had the skills to be a good singles wrestler. But you're stating, I guess, from what your response is, that you feel like this is the right thing to happen for Chad Gable to be teamed up with Shelton Benjamin. Is that correct?
Here's what I would say. Just because that's the story that they told you the first week that they're going to be a team, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a team. If you saw Shelton Benjamin's face, it did seem like he was as gung-ho about those things that Chad Gable was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ran into next week, and you saw Shelton Benjamin start to say something, and before you could finish, Chad Gable was like, "Yes, absolutely, we'll do it." And he just kind of went with it. I don't think this team is going to last very long. I think they're probably going to line up feud against each other. That's just a guess. I'm not sure. But I don't necessarily think that they're going to be a team as much as they just kind of pushed it out there like they did.
Yeah, I'm showing Siddall right now the video of, there we go. Yeah, showing the video of Shelton Benjamin's reaction like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Are you serious? He's like, are you serious?
Yeah, so
all right, whatever.
It should be interesting because I feel like Shelton, he doesn't want to do any tag team stuff.
Nah.
You know, he wants to go ahead and let the AJ Styles and them know, the Kevin Owens and them know that, hey, I'm a vet who knows what he's doing in the ring too. And y'all about to find out who I'm about in case y'all forgot.
Right. Y'all must forgot.
Well, I think that it was a missed opportunity, and it could have been Shelton, or it could have been Bobby Roode, or it could have been both in different weeks. Those should have been the guys who were going after the U.S. title in the Open Challenge. You know, like, don't get me wrong, I like that Bobby Roode is on the roster, but I don't like the fact that they keep bringing guys up, and the first thing they do is they put them against Aiden English or what's his face? The one who's always in the orange and blue. Can't think of his name. He's on Raw. Used to team with Kurt Hawkins.
Oh yeah, Kurt Hawkins.
You know, they're always putting guys when they come up against guys like that in their first match. And you know, so who was that Shinsuke came out against first? It wasn't Dolph. It was somebody else was running their mouth, and then he came out and took them out. But, you know, I'd rather interject these guys into something meaningful, start them off as something important,
right,
and then they can go down. But it's hard to start off, you know, it's hard to build that extra momentum when you start them off down, and then you want to bring them up. Ty Dillinger is a guy who could have been, you know, in the upper mid card at least. But, like, they started him below, and they never were able to bring them higher than where he started.
Got you. Yeah. Got you, man. Yeah, they should come in. Like you said, that would have been a great way for Bobby Roode or for Shelton to come in as if AJ would have had, you know, that U.S. Open challenge or something like that. Or someone else who, you know, like a Baron Corbin or something. Baron Corbin, by the way, looks like he's not in good graces either with WWE. Lost the Money in the Bank just like that, and lost to Cena just like that. And now he is a referee in between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens this past Tuesday. But just to have someone be like, you know what, you know, like kind of like a Roman Reigns. I'm the baddest guy in the ring kind of thing, and I want anyone to come out there and challenge me. That's when a nice, huge pop would have happened, even though Bobby Roode still had a great pop, and Shelton, but it just could have been even better if they would have came out first opponent is someone who's already very, 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 very credible.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if Baron Corbin would be the guy that I would pick, because I would want the guy to have a better match to begin with. But and to me, it fits more of like the U.S. Open challenge, it fits. Who's going to face him now? Oh, wait, here's this, when Cena did that, Sami Zayn came and faced Cena before he was on the roster. He faced him when he was in NXT when they brought him up for Monday Night Raw. I think he got hurt in that match. That kind of delayed him for a little bit, but Sami Zayn faced Cena in an open challenge match. Kevin Owens was in NXT when he came out there. So that's the perfect opportunity to do bring up Bobby Roode, especially in New York. The crowd was already really into Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Next week you could have done Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, they kind of did the fans wrong by having to wait another week until he debuted. He just came on out last night. Yeah, and did something, but that's the WWE.
Well, I mean, look, if they want to increase ratings, they have to have people have a reason to watch the show.
Gotcha.
And I mean, they have to start advertising stuff in advance. He was on the show. So you want to see him wrestle, tune in next week. I like it. Now, what I don't like, you put Daniel Bryan in the spot to be booed, where he's making the right decision, but you shouldn't have him do that. You should have done something where they show up the graphic on the Titantron, and you have the announcer say, next week, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Hawk. Shelton Benjamin is going to be, wrestling next week. Tune in next week for that.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it in regards to the highlights from SummerSlam, along with Raw and SmackDown. This is going to lead to our last topic. Are you interested in this mega fight this weekend? Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather?
I'm going to watch it. I don't know how interested I'm in, but I'm going to watch it.
What is your prediction? Meaning, blank will win blank will win by blank.
I'm going to say Floyd wins by points.
Okay. Yeah, I actually have the same thing. That's what he's known for. He's not a knockout artist. And Conor McGregor is not someone that can easily be knocked down either.
I think McGregor's gonna get beaten pretty bad. He may not get knocked out, but you'll see it in his face where he's just getting
I don't think so. Because I think between the two of them, again, I don't know as much about boxing, but I believe that McGregor has a lot more power in his punches than Mayweather does.
I think
because Mayweather
landing those punches is going to be a problem. And if you've seen any of his McGregor's training previews, I don't know if you guys. Oh my God, it's terrible. I mean, it leaves him vulnerable for a counter punch, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, the thing about McGregor though is, I think that McGregor can take a lot more punches than people give him credit for.
Yeah, he can take a punch. Like I said, he won't get knocked out, but he'll show on his face.
It may show on his face, but the thing is that if he can land a couple punches, his punches are going to do more damage than Mayweather's are going to do if he lands them. Yeah. And that's the big if.
Yeah, his 2 punches can have a more of an effect than Mayweather's 10 punches.
And Mayweather is legendary for blocking and gaining points. So I don't know if he's going to gain a lot of punches on Mayweather. Even touch him.
Yeah, the whole thing is though, if he can catch one punch, one punch can start a rally. So I mean, we'll see. But I do think that Mayweather's going to give a defensive, boring, waste of someone's money to match boxing match. By basically running away the whole time, but that's what makes him a Hall of Fame boxer. That's how you win.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, he's not going to knock out a Hall of Fame dodger and point getter. He's made a Hall of Fame career on it. It's not, and there's no way he's going to let Conor McGregor knock him out.
But we shall definitely see. That's why they play to win the game.
That's why they play the game.
Well, you know what? Two things real quick. One, I don't think that Mike Tyson anticipated getting knocked out by Buck Douglas. But another thing, speaking of super fights, or one that may or may not happen now, with Jon Jones getting suspended, that may change some plans. Because if he's out, Brock Lesnar has no reason to really go to UFC and fight him.
Yeah, I think he messed up some money.
But that doesn't necessarily rule out Jon Jones coming to WWE.
That's what I said. And
I don't think WWE wanted those kind of problems with the drugs and the steroid uses after they've been through it before.
They have Brock Lesnar on their roster.
Right.
Yeah, but
their suspension policy is 30 days.
That's true.
And he would be a part-time cameo guy. And I'm not going to say that The Rock is doing anything or anything like that. But I don't think he's been tested, so I don't think they'd have a reason to test Jon Jones.
Mm. Okay. And then plus they already know that Jon Jones would be a huge draw.
I was just going to say, I'm like, if they were just talking about the super fight for UFC, well, hey, circumstances have happened. UFC can't get it, but you know who can? WWE. And if they want to increase network subscriptions, I think that would be something that would do it.
Yeah, you sure would. I tell you that. I give you that.
And that may be the only reason that Roman Reigns would not face Lesnar is if Jon Bones Jones faces Lesnar instead of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you got football season coming up, so you know that they would like stuff to help out with the ratings as well.
Monday night football. Yep.
It's not like Jon Jones can go, fight anywhere, so it's not like he's going to be doing much. And his leverage would be a lot less at that point because, as far as asking price, not saying that he wouldn't ask for a respectable amount, but it's not like they're trying to get him from UFC. He can't fight. If you can't fight, why not?
Gotta make money somehow, right?
Yep.
Make money. So, everyone in IG world and Facebook, that was T-Bone Funk Randole. Yeah. Thanks again, man, for so much of your knowledge in regards to wrestling.
We appreciate you always coming on, man.
I appreciate you all having me.
It was a pleasure. We'll definitely be catching up with you again soon. Man, something else big from wrestling is on the horizon. But until then, you be easy, bro.
All right, you do the same.
All right, peace.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So that leads to our what if. I know you had a hot little what if.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's change the gears here to the NCAA football season.
Okay.
What if number 3 Florida State beats number 1 Alabama? What does that do to Alabama's chances of going and winning the national championship?
I don't think it changes a thing because, in college football, sometimes it's about how you lost and who you lost against. So if you lose early to Florida State, which is going to be the toughest matchup probably throughout the whole season, then you go 8-0 the rest of the season, you're looking at being 8-1. The only loss is going to be to Florida State, and especially if you win the SEC, which you have multiple teams already in the top 25, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You're going to be in the college playoff.
Well, I don't know because you've got other teams on the horizon right now. Look, if you look through the top 25,
you got 1.
You may win the
2,
SEC.
3, 4. You have four other teams in your conference that's in the top 25 right now.
But look at the Big Ten, man. You got Ohio State. You got Penn State. You got Wisconsin.
So you've got some teams out there in the Big Ten right there.
Yeah.
And then in the ACC, you got Ohio State, you got Clemson.
You got Florida State.
I mean, sorry, you have Florida State, you have Clemson.
That's it.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Louisville. And I forgot about Michigan in the Big Ten.
But see that whole Michigan Ohio State, that's gonna balance itself out. Along with Penn State, because Penn State and Ohio State are actually in the same division as well. Okay. So certain things kind of balance each other out. You know, but as long as Alabama doesn't lose,
they can't win. They can't lose another game. They lose that one. That's the caveat.
I want to say Alabama has to really show out if they lose week 1.
I don't think it's a lock. Like other years with Alabama. If they lose this, they're in trouble. They're in trouble because there's a lot more parity in the top 25 now. They've lost a lot of pieces on defense, and you got Jalen Hurts, who was the SEC Player of the Year, but he has been inconsistent at times with his throwing. So it's not totally a lock.
We shall see. And I think, let's just say if they did lose, what's his name? What's the coach for Alabama?
Saban.
Yeah, Nick Saban. He would embrace that challenge. That's what he's all about.
Definitely. There's no question about that. Nick Saban is an excellent coach, and he'll find a way to motivate the guys. But it'll be tough.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
Hey, Alabama has so much street cred, so as long as they keep winning, they'll be fine. My what if, I know you're not a big fan of his, but what if Tom Brady came out in support of Colin Kaepernick and the other injustices going on that people have been protesting about, and say, you know what, it's time for someone like myself to take a stand for what's going on, and the league needs to do something about this right now, or people should not be putting so much hate towards Colin Kaepernick as they have, and he should be having a job. What if he did that?
Well, hell will be a lot cooler. First and foremost. And they would be questioning how many times he got hit in the head.
Concussion.
But if he did that, as a man, well, no, all of my animosity towards Brady is football related. To be truthful, I think I don't have anything against Tom Brady as a man, but I would gain more respect for him as a person. I don't think poorly of him as a person. As a football player, I think he's a cheater, and his team is cheating, and I don't like him or his team in football wise, but basically, as a man, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him if he did that. I don't see him doing that because him and his head coach and the owner are all Trump supporters. So that I don't see that happening anytime soon.
And with that, that's the end of our show. We will see you same time, same place. Because this is Smooth and
this is Siddall.
When it's about sports,
it becomes our business.
Peace.
Power up on them.